कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन। यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन। यमुनातीरावनचारी। यमुनातीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यमुनातीरावनचारी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। प्रिय द्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव राधा माधव श्री राधे। जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधे। प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम प्रभुजगचार्य स्तोत्र कृष्ण कृपा श्री मूर्ति अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ग्रंथ राज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। निताय गौ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Hare Krishna everyone. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, title is Prahlad Maharaj, the saintly son of Hiranyakashipu. Today we are going to read text 28, sorry, 27.
What version are you reading?
That's a little confused.
You said yesterday that 36, 37. So it should be 38.
Thirty-eight. Sorry, we are reading text 38. The bookmark 1027, so by mistake I said it's a 27. So today is text 38. सर्वैरुपैर्हन्तव्य सम्भोज शयनाशनैः सूरिलिङ्गधरः शत्रुर्मुनिर्दुष्टमिवेन्द्रियम् सर्वैरुपैर्हन्तव्य सम्भोज शयनाशनैः सूरिलिङ्गधरः शत्रुर्मुनिर्दुष्टमिवेन्द्रियम् सर्वैरुपैर्हन्तव्य सम्भोजशनासनै सुरिलिङ्गधर शत्रुर्मुनिर्दुष्टमिवेन्द्रियम्. Please repeat if any would like to repeat the text.
सर्वैरुपैर्हन्तव्य सम्भोज शयनशनैः स्फुलिङ्गपरशत्रुर्मुनिर्दुष्टामिवेन्द्रियम्.
Anyone else? Word by word, meaning translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Word meaning survey by all. Upaye means hantavyaha must be killed. Sambhoja by eating. Shayana lying down. Asane by sitting. Suritlingadharaha who has assumed the role of a friend. Shatruhu an enemy. Muniha of a great sage. Dushtam uncontrollable. Eva like. Indriyam the senses. Translation. Just as uncontrolled senses are the enemies of all yogis engaged in advancing in spiritual life, this Prahlad, who appears to be a friend, is an enemy because I cannot control him. Therefore, this enemy, whether eating, sitting, or sleeping, must be killed by all means. Purport. Hiranyakashipu planned a campaign to kill Prahlad Maharaj. He would kill his son by administering poison to him while he was eating, by making him sit in boiling oil, or by throwing him under the feet of an elephant while he was lying down. Thus, Hiranyakashipu decided to kill his innocent child, who was only 5 years old, simply because the boy had become a devotee of the Lord. This is the attitude of non-devotees towards devotees. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padana Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishubhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Sarve Rupair Hantavya Sambojha Shayanasanae Suri Linga Dhara Shatrur Mune Dushtam Evendriyam. Just as uncontrolled senses are the enemies of all yogis engaged in advancing in spiritual life, this Prahlad, who appears to be a friend, is an enemy because I cannot control him. Therefore, this enemy, whether eating, sitting, or sleeping, must be killed by all means. And this demoniac nature, represented by Hiranyakashipu, in that time it was just one person. He ordered to kill his own son. And in the Kali Yuga, it's not killing actually, but something similar also going on. When a person trying to become Krishna consciousness, when they come in a contact with the devotee, there are several videos, several incidents are there. There are so many examples are there. When the parents are coming to the temple and they are complaining to their child that you ISKCON devotees are brainwashing my child. And it is not just from now, even during the time of Srila Prabhupada, many of the parents, they come to Srila Prabhupada and they were complaining that my son is becoming a devotee because of you. He is going away from our family. We raised him, we educated him, we give him all the facilities so he is going to help us in the future when we'll become old. But instead to become our support, now he renounced everything and he is becoming full-time devotee to your center, to your temple. Now we are helpless. So this is their complaint. And the same complaint is here from Hiranyakashipu. He is considering now his own son, who is just 5 years old, as his enemy. Just because instead of following his father's instruction, he wanted to follow the path of bhakti, devotional life. In India also, which is considered as a land of spirituality, people they don't come and offer their son to please accept my son or my daughter and train them to be a devotee. They don't come voluntarily. It is so sad because they see that their child will be their support in their old age without knowing that the child to whom they are growing them with the expectation that child is could be a criminal, could die in his youth. So it's better to educate them in a spiritual life. So as long as they are going to live on this planet, at least they will follow a path of devotion. They don't understand, they don't realize it. Even when we see in Yaksha Samvad in Srimad Bhagavatam, when all the Pandavas, they were in the forest and they were all thirsty. So they were looking for some source of water. So Yudhishthira Maharaj, he sent first Bhima to go and find out water. After some time, Bhima didn't return. Then he sent Arjuna. Same thing happened. Arjuna didn't return. Then he sent Nakula and Sahadeva. Same thing happened. Then he went himself. And he find that near a pond, all his brothers, they are lying down on the floor and they were all dead. He was very much surprised and he was full of sorrow. What happened to my brother? Then he heard a voice, a yaksha, who was the controller of that reservoir, that water reservoir. He says that all of your brothers, they died because they refused to give my questions answer. And they were violating the law. They were not following my order. Because my condition is first, you give my questions answer. Then you can drink water from my pond. And Maharaj Yudhishthira, he was giving answers, and one of the astonishing thing he answered when the question was asked, what is the most mystical thing, most surprising thing in this world? Maharaj Yudhishthira answered, people they see every day, their near and dear people, they are dying, their relatives, their friends, their neighborhood, people they are dying. And still they are trying to accumulate material wealth. And this material wealth is not going along with them. One day they have to leave, they have to give up everything, whether they want or they don't want, in this material world only. They can't take even the cloth on their body. What to say about any penny, any dollar? That is the most surprising thing. And when all the Pandavas, they were sent to the different direction to find out what you have seen, what you have discovered surprising, they returned and they were saying, Maharaj Yudhishthira was saying, that I have seen a cow is drinking milk from a child, baby cow. That is the most surprising thing because mothers supposed to feed their babies, not drink from their babies. That is exactly the symptom of Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, most of the families, they are raising their kids so that in their old age, they will fully dependent on their child and they can demand, I want this, I want this, I want this. Otherwise, the Vedic system is that after a certain age, a person should renounce from all kind of responsibilities. and they should give their charge of their business, their profession, whatever is their job to their children. So let them take care of it. But before that, they are guiding them in a particular way. So how they can make progress in the same profession. Dependency is one thing, demand is another thing. So Hiranyakashipu here, he sees that I have created so much wealth, I control all over the planet, but my own son, who is just 5 years old, he is not following my order. That was his frustration, that was his disappointment. We all expect that our child should follow our orders word by word. But there is a way to teach your child, and we should make them to understand whatever I am telling you, it is beneficial for you. And child, they have also intelligence. They understand that which is beneficial, which is good for them, and which is not good for them. But here, the Hiranyakashipu was thinking that if my child is not going to follow my instructions, my order, my legacy, he is not better than my enemy. He is my enemy. And top of that, he is worshipping Vishnu, the person who killed my brother Hiranyaksha. So he is considering his own son equal to Vishnu as an enemy. And he was just 5 years old. How much a 5 years old child will have intelligence? And what makes him so frustrated that he wanted to kill his own child by hook or crook? Prabhupada is giving details in the purport that he would kill his son by administering poison to him while he was eating, by making him sit in boiling oil, or by throwing him under the feet of an elephant while he was lying down. He was plotting all this method to kill his own son. And few minutes back, the very same son was sitting on his lap, and Hiranyakashipu was very happy that my son he returned from Gurukul. Now he have education. So let me ask, what he have learned in the Gurukul in the school? Normally, that's a normal procedure for the parents to ask their child, what did you learn in the school today? How was your school today? We are also asking the child when they come back from school, how was your school today? How was the teacher? How was the friends? The same thing, the very same thing he did. He was asking Prahlad Maharaj, what you have learned in a Gurukul? He wanted to know that his expectation was that my child is going to glorify me, my achievement, my power. This pride was there in his heart and mind. But Prahlad Maharaj was telling just opposite. He was explaining him how the Navavidha Bhakti, the 9 process of devotional practice can make a person perfect. As his mind is captivated, Hiranyakashipu's mind was captivated by materialistic desire. It was polluted by his all, all negative thoughts, how to control everything. He became so angry that he threw away his child from his lap. He was chastising his teachers. What you have done to my child? He didn't calculate it that how a 5 years old child can talk so brilliantly about the devotional services. He didn't thought for a second because his mind was absolutely polluted. And he is giving example, just as uncontrolled senses are the enemies of all yogis engaged in advancing a spiritual life. This Prahlad, who appears to be a friend, is an enemy. So, in one sense, Hiranyakashipu, he is really talking from Shastra. Like a yogi's minds must be under control. If the senses they are not controlled, they can bring danger on every step. Padam padam yadavi padam. So it's very important for each and every one who is practicing devotional process. Their senses should be controlled. So as we know that there are five karmendriya, the senses for activities, five jnanendriya, senses for intelligence. They should be all under control and they should be protected. And one very astonishing thing that all demigods they were afraid of Hiranyakashipu. But Hiranyakashipu was concerned with the, according to him, this negative development in Prahlad. He could just chastise him. He could just make him afraid to follow him. But instead, he wanted to kill him. He was considering him as an enemy. So, what was the special thing which made Hiranyakashipu to think about to kill him instead of to win over him? Because Hiranyakashipu somehow he was more powerful than all other demigods. Because Prahlad Maharaj was defining the process of bhakti. Prahlad Maharaj was dependent on Harinam, chanting the name of the Lord. So Hiranyakashipu, he understood that my son is more powerful than any other demigod. I cannot defeat him, I cannot control him. Because Prahlad was protected by Harinam, the name of Lord. Nam Nam Kari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. As in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Shastra committee is mentioned, that Lord has put his own all potency in his name. So as Prahlad Maharaj was chanting the name of Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, he was fully protected. And Hiranyakashipu, he is not an ordinary personality. He is very intelligent, very powerful. He immediately understood that my son, my very own son, is under the protection of Vishnu. And he is just 5 years old, and if he is protected by Vishnu, and if I will not control him now, if I will not punish him now, he will go beyond my control. That was his understanding. That actually made him afraid. Like Kamsa, he was afraid. The eighth son of Devaki, my very own sister, is going to kill me. So he wanted to eliminate the root cause. He wanted to kill his own sister Devaki. to whom he raised, to whom he has seen from her very childhood. And, and it is considered as the younger sibling, no matter it's a brother or sister, the elder one, they consider them as their own child. For a younger sister, normally it is like that. She is like a daughter to the elder brother. That's how the elder brother look after or taking care of their younger sister, like their own daughter. But when he find out that my own sister's son is going to kill me, he wanted to kill his own sister, to whom he have raised since a childhood. So much attachment for their own proprietorship. And they see enemy in everyone who is going to who is going against their wish and will. The same thing here with Hiranyakashipu. Just 5 years old child, he is thinking that his senses are polluted. And with polluted sense, no yogi can make progress. So he's giving example. He's saying that the yogi who wanted to make advance in spiritual life, if they don't control their senses, all austerity will be worthless. How? We can try to understand that how senses can degrade us or degrade a devotee or can become an anchor to a devotee not to let them make progress in their spiritual life, in their spiritual sadhana. So the first senses is eyes. Sorry, first senses is mouth. So the fish who are living in the water, their normal food is worms or whatever available for them. But the same fish can be catch on a fishing rod. They don't use their brain that how come a palatable food is in front of them and without any effort I can catch that food. But when they try to catch the food in the hook of a fishing rod, that's done. They're done. But if the same mouth, when it is chanting the name of the Lord and honoring prasadam, it can be purified. So that is the control of sense, mouth. If we can engage our mouth in honoring prasadam and chanting and glorifying the name of the Lord, that is the way how we can control ourselves. And the second sense is ear. The example I can give, when the hunters they are coming to the forest to catch a deer, they can shoot arrow or they can shoot bullet to catch a deer, but that deer will be dead. If they wanted to catch the deer alive, there is another way to catch them. To play some very melodious music. By listening this melodious music, the deer mind is captivated. And it also happens that when we are listening nice melodious kirtan, our eyes automatically closes because we wanted to enjoy that sound vibration through ear. And when we synchronize our senses with the kirtan, our eyes they close automatically. The same thing happened with the deer in the forest. When they hear the nice melodious music, their eyes close. And when the eyes are closed, they cannot see the hunter nearby. And that's how hunter they are catching deer. So the ear, which is a very sensitive organ in an animal's body to understand favorable or unfavorable situation around them, their senses are numb due to the melodious music. That's why we should engage our ear to listen Krishna Katha or Krishna Bhajan, the song related with the glorification of Lord Krishna. That's how we can protect our ear, because we can close our eyes, but we cannot close our ears, which is 24/7 open. But it can be protected by Shravanam, by listening the glories of Lord, or the glories of the pure devotee of the Lord, or the Kirtan of the Lord. And the third organ is smelling, nose. If we cannot control our nose by smelling the flower which is offered to the Lord, it is going to smell all other dirty objects around us. We have example, four Kumaras. They attracted toward the lotus feet of the Lord by smell of tulasi, which was offered to the Lord Vishnu's lotus feet. So when they smell the fragrance of tulasi leaves, they become attracted. Oh, what a wonderful smell, what a wonderful fragrance, which is coming from this tulasi leaf, which is offered to Lord Vishnu. And how we can control our smell senses? The flower which is offered to Lord. So every day when the arati going on, Pujari is offering flower to the Lord, and later on they are giving this flower prasad to the devotees. And devotees, they are passing that flower from one devotee to another devotee. And every devotee, they are smelling that flower. And that is not just flower, that is blessings of Lord Vishnu, or the blessings of Lord Krishna, which is coming from their lotus feet. And when this aroma going inside our body, it is making our senses purify. It is making our brain purify. It is making our mind purify. And unfortunately, during the Corona time, there was no flower offering. So can we understand that how much due to this material condition, material situation, the devotees they were staying away from accepting the blessings of their lordship. The example of how to how to control our smelling senses, and when it is going beyond beyond our control, what it would happen. We see the bees in the forest. They are collecting nectar from flower to flower. All day they are collecting nectar, and they are bringing this nectar to their beehive. But sometimes it happens that when they are collecting nectar from the lotus flower specifically, and they become intoxicated by the fragrance. It's called makarand. They become intoxicated by the fragrance of lotus flower, and due to that they forget that they have to go out from this flower before sun sets. What happens when the sun sets? The lotus flower closes its petals, and as they are so much intoxicated inside the flower, they are encaged, they are trapped inside the flower. So the same fragrance which was giving them so much joy, now the same place become their death trap. So it is important that what we are smelling. There are so many smell around us. If you go outside, there are so many smell around us. Sometimes it is so suffocating for the devotees, especially when they smell something which is not favorable for them. It's so suffocating situation. We all have experiences when we are going to the mall. Sometimes they are frying, they are cooking something in one corner of the mall, but the entire mall or entire shop or that is full of that particular kind of smell, which is suffocating sometimes. Sometimes some very nice fragrance is there as well. And mind is driving us towards there. Let's go and check what this beautiful smell coming from. But somewhere the brain is saying, no, no, no. That smells good, but it doesn't mean that is also favorable for us to try. So that control is also very, very much important. The next senses are eyes. And these eyes can bring trouble in our devotional life. We are all human beings. We are naturally attracted towards the opposite sex. And these eyes we can use by seeing the beauty of the Lord. That's why when the curtain opens at just before the Darshan Arati, all the devotees, they are so much focused on the curtain. Now their Lordship is going to manifest behind the curtain. And when the curtain opens, devotees' eyes, they are glued on their Lordship. They see the beautiful form of their Lord. They see the beautiful garden, the jewelries, the dress, the dressing, and that is captivating their mind. A devotee should train their senses, their eyes, what to see, what to eat, what to smell, what to think. This is a training, and this training goes on till the end of the life, till the last breath. That's why when we see the Lord, because Pujari knows that which dress we are going to put on their Lordship and how he or she is going to decorate their Lordship. But the devotees in general who are sitting in a temple hall or who are watching through the online facility, they are all eager to know. They can understand, they can imagine, because in some of the temples they are following the color pattern that today is the day, according to this tithi, the Lord should be in this particular of color of the dress. But we cannot imagine that how the pujaris are going to dress them. Maybe today their lordship will be something in a white, but which white color? And how they're going to dress, we have no imagination, we have no idea until the curtain is going to open. And when the curtain opens, we see their lordship's beautiful feature in front of us, smiling, pleasing. They're just so much relaxed to see their lordship in a beautiful dress and beautiful garland. Lord Krishna's turban, which is beautifully decorated. Srimati Radharani's crown, how beautifully it is decorated. Their necklaces, their bangles, their earring, their rings in a finger. Krishna's lotus feet, decorated with flowers and tulasi. It's so mind captivating, isn't it? I remember when I was having training in Mayapur Dham, the teacher who was giving us the details about the turban making, that how a turban can fix your eyes on the lotus feet, the lotus face of the Lord, or how the turban can take your eyes away. Because if the paraphernalia, flower or jewelry, whatever the pujari has used in the turban making, if they are not synchronized, it can distract the view of the devotees. So it is very important to make the balance on a turban making. So the devotee's eyes will be fixed on the face of the Lord. So science is there also behind the turban making. It's not just put some cloth and some twisted cloth and some pearl necklace or some jewelry or some flower. No, it's an art. It's a science. Krishna is not an ordinary person. He is the supreme personality of Godhead, and when he dressed up to attract his devotees, that dressing is mind captivating. Krishna's everything is just super awesome. So we can control our eyes by looking at the deities. But in the same temple, we can find the flies, they are flying around here and there. They are sitting on a flower. They are sitting on some dirty place on some dirty places also in the same temple hall, in the same temple building. Even it also happened that some of the temples they have a lamp which is burning in front of the deity, and these flies they are attracted towards the fire, and they go and they die because they find the fire is more attractive to them than the view of their lordship, than the darshan of their lordship. And skin is the fifth sense. And we are all exchanging our loving relationship with our spouse or with our kids or by parents by touching, by simply by touch we can also exchange our love and our care. And we can see the example from the elephant. Elephant, they love to scratch their body toward their female elephant. That's how they show their love and affection, by rubbing their body with them. So how the hunters they are catching this big giant elephant? They dig a big hole in the ground and they're covered with some twigs and leaves, and the other side they tied the female elephant. So when the male elephant they find that female companion is tied over there, they rush toward her to rescue. But as his senses are uncontrolled, he cannot understand, he cannot smell the danger in front of him, the danger which is between him and the female elephant. And the result, he fall in the trap, he fall in the ditch. That's how the hunter they're catching the male elephants in the forest. Human also, they are also very much, uh, they can be also deluded by the touch. I remember long ago, one of my friend, he was sharing his own experience, and maybe many of you have experienced also the same. So he was not devotee by that time. So he came to watch a movie in a theater, and next to his seat, one beautiful girl was sitting there, and the handrest was small. And he felt after some time like the female body's touch was there because she was also keeping her hand on the same handrest. And he was feeling so joyful. Okay, I am having the touch of this female next to me. She is sitting next to me. And without looking her, he was looking at the screen, he was enjoying. In his mind, I have a female touch on my body. But after some time, when he looked back, he find that the female has switched the seat with her male friend, and actually he is having the touch of the male companion. And immediately this joy from the mind gone from his mind. Just a fraction of a second. So this simple skin touch, which was he was enjoying a moment ago, become distress to him. So how to control these skin senses? Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Chetodharpanamarjanam, we should cleanse our heart. We can also cleanse our skin by our hand by rendering devotional services. We can clean the temple, we can cook for the deities, we can clean the pots for the deities, we can take care of the paraphernalia of the Lord. They are also a very great service toward their Lordship. And that's how we can purify our senses by just by realizing that today evening or tomorrow morning, Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, Sri Radha Damodar Lalita Vishaka, Nitai Gosundar is going to wear this dress, this jewelry. Or tomorrow morning they are going to wear this dress, this jewelry, this paraphernalia. Or which I'm going to change tonight. So this is another kind of a blessing, another kind of a feeling. Oh, today Radha Damodar, he was in this turban, he was in this dress, he was in this ankle bell, he was in this earring, which is coming directly from his body. This is also kind of a sense enjoyment. That's how we can control our senses. But here, Hiranyakashipu, he is comparing, he is giving example from the Shastra. Shastra was there also. That if a yogi cannot control his senses, he's going to, that yogi will lose his position. So I would like to conclude my experiences on today's verse. We have just 5 minutes left before Darshanarti. If any of the devotee would like to add some comment, would like to share their experience, please unmute your mind and please go ahead. Thank you.